Let's be real for a minute. You're working 40, 50, maybe 60 hours a week. You're making decent money, maybe more than your parents ever did. But every time you look at your bank account, it feels like you're running on a treadmill that's moving just a little bit faster than you can sprint. You aren't poor by the official definition, but you're definitely not getting rich.
Most people think the reason they aren't getting ahead is because they don't earn enough. And while a raise is always nice, for most of the American middle class, the problem isn't the paycheck, it's the invisible leaks. It's the normal things we do every day that are actually designed to keep us broke. We call them middle-class standards, but in reality, they are financial traps. Today, I'm going to break down the 5 most common mistakes that are draining the middle class dry in 2026. These aren't the typical stop buying coffee tips. These are the structural, psychological, and systemic traps that keep you stuck in the cycle. If you can fix even 2 of these, your financial life will look completely different in 12 months. Mistake number 1, the upgrade trap. In sociology, they call this lifestyle creep, but I call it the I deserve this tax. It usually starts with a promotion or a small win. You get a $5,000 raise, and suddenly that car you've been driving for 4 years starts looking a little shabby. Your apartment feels a little too small. Your clothes feel a little too last season. The middle class mistake is thinking that as your income grows, your lifestyle should grow at the same pace. If you make $1,000 more a month and you immediately spend $1,000 more a month on a better lease and a nicer gym membership, you are technically poorer than you were before. Why? Because now you have more liabilities and the same amount of zero margin at the end of the month. You've just increased the cost of being you. The wealthy do the opposite. They keep their burn rate low while their income explodes. The middle class treats a raise like a green light to spend. The wealthy treat a raise like a tool to buy their freedom. If you want to stop the bleed, you have to disconnect your self-worth from your spending habits. Breaking the upgrade trap means being okay with looking average while your bank account looks elite. Mistake number 2, buying too much house. This is the big one. In the US, we've been sold this dream that a home is your best investment. But for most middle-class families, their home is actually their biggest liability. Don't get me wrong, I love real estate, but there is a massive difference between buying a home you can afford and buying a home the bank says you can afford. The mistake here is the max approval trap. You go to the lender, they tell you that you're approved for a $600,000 mortgage, and so you go out and buy a $600,000 house. You've just signed up for 30 years of being house poor. Between the mortgage, the property taxes, which keeps skyrocketing, the insurance, and the Home Depot tax, where you spend every weekend fixing things, you have zero money left to actually invest in assets that pay you back. In 2026, the middle class is being crushed by housing because they've bought into the forever home myth too early. They're paying for 4 bedrooms when they only use 2. They're paying for a zip code just to impress people they don't even like. If your housing costs are eating more than 30% of your take-home pay, you aren't an owner. You're just a glorified tenant for the bank. Mistake number 3, the car payment cycle. If there is one thing that destroys middle-class wealth more than anything else, it's the American obsession with shiny new trucks and SUVs. We have become a nation of monthly payment shoppers. We don't ask, what does this car cost? We ask, can I fit $700 a month into my budget? Here is the math that the dealerships don't want you to do. If you take that $700 car payment and put it into an index fund starting in your 30s, you'd be a multi-millionaire by the time you retire. Instead, the middle class trades that wealth for a plastic dashboard and a new car smell that fades in 6 months. And the worst part, we do it over and over. Every 4 or 5 years, just when the car is almost paid off, we trade it in for another loan. We are effectively paying a transportation tax to the banks for our entire adult lives. Breaking the cycle is the fastest way to find an extra $10,000 a year in your budget. Drive the ugly car. Maintenance is always cheaper than a new loan. Always. Mistake number 4, the safe education trap. This is a sensitive one. We've been told that education is the path to the middle class, and it is. But the cost of that path has become a predatory debt trap.
The mistake many families make is sending their kids to expensive private or out-of-state universities for the experience, funded entirely by Parent Plus loans or massive student debt. We are seeing a generation of parents who are delaying their own retirement, literally working until they're 75 because they spent $200,000 on a degree that could have been earned for $40,000 at a state school. The middle class often prioritizes prestige over ROI, return on investment. In 2026, the name on the diploma matters significantly less than the skills in your head and the lack of debt on your balance sheet. If you're sacrificing your retirement for your child's dream school, you aren't helping them. You're just becoming a financial burden they'll have to take care of later. Mistake number 5, financial illiteracy and the expert myth. The final mistake is a passive attitude toward money. Most middle-class people work incredibly hard for their money, but they spend almost zero time learning how that money works. They hand it over to a financial advisor at a big firm who charges them 1% or 2% in fees to put them in mediocre mutual funds that underperform the market. Over 30 years, those small fees can strip away 30 to 40% of your total wealth. Let that sink in. You do the work, you take the risk, you save the money, and some guy in a suit takes nearly half of your gains just for clicking buy on a computer. The middle class stays poor because they are afraid of the complexity of investing. They think it's for geniuses or gamblers. It's not. It's about understanding compound interest, low-cost index funds, and tax efficiency. If you don't take the time to become the CEO of your own money, someone else will happily charge you for the privilege of mismanaging it for you. The bottom line, the middle class is being squeezed from every angle. Inflation, taxes, and stagnant wages are real problems, and they aren't your fault. But these 5 mistakes, these are within your control. The system wants you to be a good consumer. It wants you to buy the big house, drive the new car, pay the high fees, and stay on the treadmill. But you don't have to play that game. You can choose to be stealth wealthy. You can choose to live in a house for your income. You can drive a car that's too old for your status. It feels like a sacrifice at first, but when you look at your bank account 3 years from now and see a 6-figure cushion that gives you the power to quit a job you hate or start a business you love, it won't feel like a sacrifice anymore. It'll feel like freedom. So look at your life today. Which of these 5 traps are you currently sitting in? Pick one, just one, and decide to break out of it this month. Stop being the perfect middle-class consumer and start being a wealth builder. Thanks for watching. If this made you a little uncomfortable, that's a good thing. It means you're paying attention. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these mistakes is the hardest one for you to avoid. Let's get a conversation going. I'll see you in the next one.